Astronauts to the moon.
Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1.
Houston, we have a problem.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue.
What you're seeing here is a mirage.
What's going on, everyone? It is Jaron from Jeranism, back with another live video for you. Chinese moon landings and other impossible things. So, also wanted to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas. Yeah, I said it. Also, a Happy New Year 2019. Should be an interesting one. I've been busy. Missa had her birthday December 28th, so happy birthday to Missa. And I just had my birthday yesterday, January 4th. So yes, many moons ago. I won't tell you how old I am. Let's just say I'm in my 30s. So, let's get to what we wanted to talk about. Lots to discuss. Oh, and I wanted to say a thank you to a Maria. Maria, I believe that is the name, Maria. I couldn't really tell the signature, but my last show I gave my P.O. box away. So I did get one letter, and I don't know, man, it's awesome. It feels like much more real than a Twitter DM or a Facebook message or even an email. So nice to sit down and read a letter from someone that took the time to write that. So thank you for that. And if anybody wants to write me or send me anything at all, send it to P.O. Box 3044, Merced, California 95344. If you take the time to mail me a letter, I certainly will take the time to respond. So again, thank you in advance. And thank you, Maria, for being first. So another very cool thing coming up. You may remember this particular interview. Let me show it to you 1 second. I believe we're going to go here. And here. 1 moment. Let's go here. All right. And so I also have the super chat open. So if you had a comment or complaint or question that you wanted answered on the air, you can send a super chat. I do have that open, so I'll be able to see those. And let me go first to this. You may remember this a while back. We had a video. You may have seen it because it was a Geraldo Rivera show. So I have that on the screen now. In that particular little interview here, let's see if I have it queued up right.
Has gained momentum when NASA admitted that it had lost the original footage of man's first steps on the moon.
So the reason that this is important is, number one, Bart Seibel, which I'm sure many of you know, produced the movie A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon. Also produced the movie Nothing Funny Happened on the Moon. But Aaron Rainin made a movie called Did We Go? And so you'll have to go a little bit of a ways into this interview in which you will find Aaron Rainin. We'll get there and let him talk for just 1 second. And here we go.
You have changed your mind and now become a skeptic.
Sure. Thanks for having me on, Geraldo. I really appreciate it. Well, let me first clarify. I was paid by the state of Ohio.
So I'll just leave it at that much to so you can see he was paid by the state of Ohio to prove that we went to the moon. And to see his conclusion, all you have to do is search Aaron Ranen. That's Aron, Ranen, Ranen. Did we go? That's the name. And I believe the entire thing is on YouTube. It's in parts, so you'll have to search for part 1, part 2, etc. But you can find the whole thing on YouTube. If you watch, you can see for yourself what conclusion he reached after 6 months and tens of thousands of dollars in travels, all paid for by the state of Ohio. You can hear for yourself when Aaron Ranen joins David Weiss and myself this coming Monday for Jeranism Monday Night Raw. So that conversation will be live right here on this very channel. So please, if you haven't yet done so, hit subscribe and then the little bell icon so that you can be notified whenever I go live or when I post videos or when we go live Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern with Aaron Ranen. And you can take a look and hear for yourself what someone with $60,000 or some odd amount, what conclusion he reached. And this is also the hilarious interview where after both these guys get on there and tell the truth that 13,000 boxes of some odd tapes or 700 boxes of 13,000 tapes went missing until you listen to Bill Nye. Let's hear what Bill Nye had to say.
Educator, engineer, we trust him. He contributes to The Skeptic magazine, which might be appropriate for this topic. But Bill, Aaron's right about erasing these tapes. I mean, I don't believe for a second that we faked this thing, but how in the world do you erase the tapes of the most historic event in 2,000 years? I mean, it's not like it was a bar mitzvah. You know what I mean?
So let me start with this. What tape are you showing if all of the tapes were erased?
Well, they lost them for 5 years.
No,
they found them in the files, they said, in Australia, and they're enhancing those. I mean, it seems, it gives
I
a
can
hope
clarify that
to the
if you want.
skeptics.
No, okay, it's my turn, kids. Okay. So what happened apparently is they lost one tape.
They lost one. They only lost one tape, folks. Bill Nye said it. You just heard it yourself. They only lost one tape. So many of us think that they lost 700 boxes of 13,000 tapes, considering that's the facts. But not Bill Nye. In Bill Nye's world, they lost one tape, and that can easily be explained away. You just lost one tape of the most important thing in the history of humanity, not purposely threw away 700 boxes of 13,000 tapes. But, hey, to each their own. So anyway, check back on Monday evening, 6 p.m. Pacific. David Weiss and I will have Aaron Ranen, the producer of the movie Did We Go? So before you watch that, you might want to watch the film. Did We Go? Again, search it on YouTube. Did We Go? I'll show you right here. If you just search Aaron Ranen, Aronranen, and Did We Go? And you will find this Flat Earth documentary, Did We Go? Here's somebody who put it in full. Also, you can find it from his channel, Aaron Ranen, where you can see part 1. And if you click that and watch part 1, then it plays through. And at the end of that, I believe we'll start part 2.
Knob that ever went up comes
you'll see
in
here goes part 1.
Sometimes Big Daddy comes in here. Ooh.
So you'll end that, and then you'll see part 2. Did We Go? So make sure you check that out before you watch the interview. Lots of very interesting and important information in there. One of the things most important, and I love this part, he goes and talks to each of the let's see if I bring this up here. Yeah, so Aaron Ranen goes and talks to each of the different outfits, and in this particular case, he finds the guy that's in charge. He built the actual satellite that received the satellite dish that received the information from the craft on the way to the moon. Let's hear him talk about it here.
It's the first thing we all say is, bullshit. He's sort of using this as verification that, we're talking to the man who actually built the antenna site that tracked the vehicle that says, the data came down to my antenna station and we processed the data.
All right, so the data came down to his processing plant. They processed the data. Okay, so it's got to be true, right?
To see Frank Byrne, the
well,
antenna
let's
man.
listen a little bit more.
He must have gone back taking a nap.
Hi.
No, we just went ahead and ate, and he's probably 3 sheets to the wind.
Frank has tossed back a few drinks prior to my arrival.
I think you're going to wind up talking to me, too.
We tracked the first satellite in the world. We tracked the first everything that went to the moon, everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
This was one of the antennas that we received.
Now listen carefully here.
Data from the spacecraft.
Yeah, you could, I guess you could simulate it, but...
Well, I guess, yeah. Well, it's just data coming through from a satellite dish, so I guess you could simulate it, but it wasn't simulated. That's his excuse, right?
It wasn't simulated. It
Oh.
was real life data.
Oh, it's real life data, but it could be simulated. It could have been simulated, but it's not. It's real life data because we really went to the moon. So let's listen on Monday night. Let's talk with Aaron Rainin and let's figure out exactly what he thinks, whether or not we went. And in the meantime, please watch his documentary, Did We Go? So on another interesting note, speaking of nonsense that I have to deal with and talk about, let's go over to, if I can find it, here we go. Let's talk real quick about the Flat Earth app. I know, everyone's favorite app. I mean, if anything, though, did this app cause an absolute uproar or what? So congratulations, Dave Weiss, on royally pissing them off. But let me tell you a little story first before I get into this app. Of course, this is the app that I'm talking about here. Let's see here. I've posted a few videos on my channel just talking about the Flat Earth Sun and Moon Clock, how it works, how it shows you where you're at, how the sun travels between the tropics, how it shows you the moon phases, etc. And this is what people don't know. So 2 months before the conference, 2 months before the Flat Earth conference, David Weiss calls me and says, hey, I've got this great idea for an app. And he starts explaining it to me. And I'm like, yeah, that's brilliant. That's absolutely fantastic. So we start talking about it over the course of these months. Pretty soon, he's got a app developer that's going to take it on. David says he's going to cover the entire cost. He's very excited about it. We talked about it. He also ran different things by me. What do you think about a featured video? What do you think about having the weather? What do you think about having a countdown timer? I'm one who actually, if you ask David, originally there was just the hourly time lapse, and I said, hey, I would love for the time lapse to be able to move even faster so that I can track the sun. That he put in the daily time lapse after that. So this goes on for on and on and on until about a month before the conference, a month before this app was even released. And then David starts sending me, every morning I get a text with a link that I have to click on, and then it takes me to some app developer thing that I have to log into, whatever. What it does is basically gives me the opportunity to view the app before it's ever come out. It's not even in the App Store yet, but I'm able to play with it. I'm able to talk about it with Dave. So we come up with all these things. Let's change this. Let's make more room here. Let's make the featured video smaller. So together we work on it just in conversations over the phone. So at that point, then, Dave is getting up at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. every morning to talk to this developer in India who's developing the app. He's talking to them. He's coming back to me saying, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? So I thought it was awesome. It's tremendous. And then when it finally came out, how excited am I as a friend of David Weiss to see somebody who put 2 months worth of work, waking up early, talking with these guys. The app is finally done. I'm able to put it on my channel and say, here, I'm advertising for your app because I'm your friend, because I think it's a great teaching tool. Well, what do I get for that? Let me show you now. Let's bring this up real quick. Here is a video. Let's see here. Bring you with me. Here we go. And there we go. So this particular video, and hopefully you can see, actually I'll do this instead. You'll be able to see it better. There we go. So this particular video here that I'm talking about, let's see what it's called. It's called Jeranism Advertises Debunked Flat Earth App Without Even Knowing It. Jeranism Exposed Again, FTW. In this video, he talks about that I've plagiarized this app and that I've stolen it from Page Wendell and how I've repurposed it and then put it on and now I'm charging money for just to clear everyone's opinions about this. I have made $0 and 0 cents from this app. Okay? I posted it as a friend because I think it's a great teaching tool, and I think David Weiss did a great job putting it together and putting it out there, and hey, I'm his friend, so I advertised it. Big deal. That's it. But I got to deal with idiots like this who don't quite understand what's going on, but they think they do, and this video will stay up. I'm not going to get an apology or anything like that. I know that. Let's listen to one of his reasons why my app has been debunked. Let's listen to this.
Actually, the comments section. So let's go. So Jeranism goes ahead and, man, he's got 21 upvotes. You think he'd have more than that, but he's got 60.
Oh, some people don't care about shit like that. Me being one of them. I don't care how many upvotes I get. I don't care how many likes I get or dislikes. None of that stuff even matters to me. I'm on YouTube to speak my opinion. That's it. If you don't like it, don't watch. Block me. Never watch another video I put out. I couldn't care less. Doesn't matter to me. Okay, what matters is YouTube is an opportunity for me to put my voice and my opinion online, and that's what I'm doing. I'm saying space is fake. I'm saying the Earth is not a ball in space. That's what I'm saying. And I'm allowed to say that just as you're allowed to say that. You know, you're allowed to your opinion as well. But then again, when you go and say that I'm plagiarizing people's app and that the app was debunked, let's continue.
Replies? Oh, snap, son. Let's see what that's about. So Jaron says the flat Earth sun and moon clock is a great way to show people what the flat Earth looks like while talking to them. You can easily show them how east and west are actually circles. No, you're
Wait, so let's listen again. He said it can easily show how east and west are circles, and let's hear his debunk of that.
Circles. No, your app is debunked now. Wolfie showed that east and west must work the way we say as Globers because your flat Earth app doesn't.
I just have to hear this again because I find it hilarious. What is the reason that east and west aren't circles? Let's go again.
You can easily show them how east and west are actually circles. No, your app is debunked now. Wolfie showed that east and west must work the way we say as Globers.
Wolfie showed that east and west must work the way we say as Globers, and your app has been debunked. No. As I've stated many, many times, and why nobody can ever figure it out, I'll never know. But let me rewind this just a little bit so you can see what I'm looking at. Here we go. Bring you with me. So let's look at this particular video again, because I don't know how many times I have to show you. It's ridiculous. I mean, let me show you the nonsense that I have to deal with. So this video, accuses me of plagiarism. We know that. Of copying this app, republishing it, and making money off of it. And again, like I said, David Weiss is a friend. He made the app. When he finally finished it, as a friend, as a flat earther who thinks this is a good teaching tool, I reposted the video as a friend. So, as I said, I've made $0 from it, but the clowns think they found something or figured something out. Sorry, you're wrong. Sorry, you can't research, and I've yet to hear an apology, and of course, this video is still up and will remain up. But these Wolfie and Clownly worshipers or parishioners, whatever you want to call them, think because Wolfie says the app is debunked, that it's debunked. So they don't want explanations because I keep giving them. They don't care about that. Wolfie said the app's debunked, therefore it's debunked. That's how stupid these people are. Wolfie said it's debunked. It must be debunked. It's got to be debunked. Wolfie said so. Wolfie flies planes above the earth. He must know it's a sphere. Has he ever flown underneath it? Well, no, but he's flown above it, and, he speaks in an Australian accent, so he must be on to something here. No, he's not on to nothing. Let's watch this video again. Let me show you. We live inside of an atmosphere that works as a lens. So just like looking through this lens, how when you look at different angles and you're at different places on the earth, that light moves its angle to you. So again, this is just ridiculous for people to say, but the sun sets south of west for me, and your app says it sets north of west for, whatever you want to talk about. Yeah, well, because you're looking through an atmosphere. You're not looking at a sun that's actual real sun. Now, you can believe that. That's what the Globers believe. They believe they're looking at a real sun in the sky. That's the real physical sun. And the only way it works is if it's an infinite distance from everyone. This huge, and it must be 867,000 miles wide. Well, these things are all things that have to be true in their world. That's the way it goes. So again, watching this, if someone says, well, look at how we just moved the atmosphere a little bit to the right, and now this light, which is over here, is being portrayed here. So you could say, well, it's supposed to set at 270 west. Well, now it's setting a little bit north of that, or it's setting a little bit south of that based on your location of where you are on the earth. But they'll never figure that out, and they don't want to figure it out. That's what I think is the hardest thing for people to realize, is that there is explanations for all of these things. There is flat earth explanations for all of these so-called facts that Globers like to throw out as proof that we live on a sphere. And again, also, if you look back here, what do you see here? Oh, a nice little curvature there. You see that? Yeah, because we're looking through this domed atmosphere. And let's continue this. Just so you can see if that sun is supposed to set directly south or west, but just by changing your position inside this atmosphere, this is what happens. And another thing that I think people fail to realize, and this is a tough one to explain or a tough one to show. Let me turn down this volume. Let's show you this. So when we're talking about this app here, we're talking about the flat earth like this, you have to remember that a lot of people put a dome over this entire flat earth plane. Okay, they put a dome over the entire plane. And that's not correct. The dome actually, and if you want to call it a dome, it's an atmospheric dome. It's not a glass dome. I don't know if there's a glass dome up there. I haven't been up there. But when you look at things, the dome would go from here to here. Okay? Because the stratosphere is the lowest at the poles. Okay? At the highest at the equator. Meaning it's like a bundt cake pan. I keep describing that. I don't know. Let me see if I can bring that up because I don't think people understand what I mean by that. Let me see if I can even spell it. Bundt, B-U-N-D-T. I don't know. Bundt cake. Let's see if that's correct. Yes, there we go. So, oops, you probably can't see what I'm showing. Let me bring you over here. Here you go. All right, so this is what I'm talking about here. There we go. This is what a bundt cake is. And so if you kind of picture the flat Earth would work much the same. The sky is the lowest at the domes, highest at the equator, and that's what we're trying to explain. And when you live down here underneath it, and then each person has their personal atmospheric dome, which I've talked about many times. The atmosphere is thicker when you look around you. It's the least when you look straight up. That you're going to have, when the sun is out here outside of the flat Earth, it's going to be projected through the atmospheric dome at different places for different people. So somebody out here in the south may look up and see the sun setting this way, you know, which you might consider. I don't even know if you can see my screen. You probably can't see my mouse. But if you see the sun setting this way or this way, the sun is going around the Earth this way. But you're going to see it do different things from different perspectives. And they don't get it. Again, I don't think that they want to get it. That's the whole point. So going back to this real quick, just to show you, this is what people have a hard time figuring out, is that there is no dome that goes over the entire Earth like this, that the atmospheric dome is lowest at the poles, which are here and here. Therefore, it's like a bundt cake pan, meaning wherever you reside in here, the sun, being that it rotates above the top of the Earth, is going to be projected in different places for different people. So somebody down here in South America, they may see the sun set south of west, which would, to many people, think it's setting this way, but it's just because of the dome that you're seeing through the atmospheric sky, even though the sun is going off in this direction. And again, I've pointed out before that there's many videos from Australia showing that when the sun sets, it continues back to the right, not as the globe would demand that it goes off to the left and back underneath the Earth. So anyway, I don't know. Do you actually see my mouse here? Oh, sorry if you didn't see that. I was trying to show, basically that anyone from the south may see the sun do different things than what it's actually doing, unless you believe that you're looking at a ball of gas that is physical, that is 867,000 miles wide and 93 million miles away. Of course, us flat earthers don't believe that at all. So, but they think they found something. So all these guys, they think that the app's been debunked, and so they don't want explanations. They think that the sun location is actual, even though they themselves talk constantly about the apparent sun. And boy, are these guys angry. They are pretty pissed. But I think I know why these globers are so angry. To me, they're angry because they have to believe in this bullshit Chinese moon landing. How pissed off would you be if you had to believe in that? I would be furious. I would just feel so gross. Like, man, I got to back this nonsense. But that's why they're upset, because they have to believe it. They have to believe that it's real. So I think it's as embarrassing as F. It doesn't get much more embarrassing than that. But if Wolfie is too dumb to understand the atmosphere, if he's too dumb to recognize the ways the atmosphere acts as a lens, and the fact that when you look through a lens, it displaces the light source, period. And I've shown it many times, and I just showed it to you right now. So rewind it, watch again, go get yourself a lens, and look at how it displaces the light source, and then you'll understand how the sun works around the flat Earth. So these guys are all part of this cult of consensus. That's what I call it. If I say something and someone goes and searches what I said and finds the first answer that supports them and then claims I'm lying and I'm wrong. Yet these guys call themselves skeptics. Skeptics. Yet all they believe is the mainstream. I mean, that is the complete and total opposite of skepticism. Let's bring you back here. We'll get you off the bundt cake. See here. Sorry about that. We'll get this one off, and let's go back to here. So anyway, I talked about Aaron Rainin. Make sure you check that out. But it's the opposite of skepticism. These guys don't even realize that the way that it all came to be, the way the sphere Earth came to be, and that if God wanted us to live anywhere, it would be a sphere, because Pythagoras said that the sphere is the only perfect thing, and gods are perfect, and therefore, if they put us anywhere, they would put us on the perfect shape of all shapes, which is a sphere. We must be a sphere, and now it's turned into a mass hallucination. People are in mass hallucinating curve, saying they see it from airplanes, saying they see it across Lake Pontchartrain, saying that boats disappear bottom first when they're only 3 miles out, yet the sphere is so big that we don't notice any curve. It all makes such great sense, does it? But skeptics, yeah, right. Clowney and Sly Sparkan and Sean Stuffblurred, Wolfie, all these guys, all these characters are the complete and total opposite of skeptics. They close their eyes to anything except what fits their narrative. That's called religious zealotry. So all the things that they claim are proof of the globe have flat Earth explanations. So, space is a religion, and it's all wizardry, and we'll talk about that here shortly. So, let's see here. Let's get to today's topic because I want to bring up some channels you should be watching. You should be watching Owen Benjamin, of course. Another one, Lift the Veil. If you're not watching Nathan, I don't know what you're doing. Providing great videos daily. And another is, of course, one of the best podcasts out there, and that's the Crow 777 podcast. But I want to highlight a quote that he said recently because I totally agree with it. And I believe he even called it Crow's Law. I like the sound of that, so we can call it Crow's Law. Or we can call it Crow's Law of High Definition. I agree with the law, so I'll go ahead and state it. Hopefully I quoted this correctly. Excuse me. Crow said, anything that truly exists in the modern era that can be filmed in high definition will be filmed in high definition. Well, that's pretty brilliant, and I totally agree. I mean, NASA makes $56 million a day, so money is no excuse. But let's be clear, it's 2019. Okay, we're going to go over here and bring up this Chinese moon landing lander bullshit stuff here and make sure you're on the same screen as me. Yes, okay. So, this moon landing thing, I mean, look at this real quick. Let's watch this. I mean, every camera in this world is high def at this point. We all have high definition cameras in our pockets. GoPro cameras are, 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches and record in 4K. These cameras cost like $200. Sure, get a souped up one for $400. Add a few batteries and a space protectorant, and what do we got? $1,000? Well, with $56 million a day, you could buy 56,000 of those cameras, and that's in a day. Okay, and that's just NASA. Here we're talking about a Chinese craft. So, I mean, in 1969 they had live TV, but in 2019 we can't. Folks, wake up. Here's another page. I saw this was classic. It takes you to this guy's Twitter. Here's these images. Finally, some images from Quaquio. I guess that's how you say it. I don't know. It's the supposed satellite that's out there in the Lagrange point beyond the moon, and it's able to telecast back what this little lander's doing on the moon. So it's got this Lagrange orbit. It's sending us back images, and this is what we get. Look at this. I mean, you have got to be kidding me. What is this? Look at this. Moon, Earth. Yeah, right. Look at this. Look at this image. And now finally, now they're starting to stretch it out. Now they're starting to give us a little bit of a Neil deGrasse oblate spheroid. Whereas everything we've ever been given is a perfect sphere. Now in this image, oh, it is an oblate spheroid. Look at all these cloud patterns. This can't be fake. Look at the dark side of the moon. Sorry, the other side of the moon, or the non-Earth side facing. They call it dark. That's not, I guess, correct in the heliocentric world of pretend. But this is just such a joke. I don't know how anybody is allowing this to go on without just screaming fraud. I mean, wake up, folks. You need to open your eyes. First off, the space economy is an outright scam. So I guess China can't afford this technology either. With all their taxpayer income, we don't have the technology to show anything better than these CGI nonsense videos. I mean, look at this crap. How easy would this be to fake, folks? Look at this. Look at this. How easy is this to fake? It's a computer program. How many times do I need to say it? It's a computer program. It's nothing more. Look at this. This is the best we got. It's 2019. I can't believe it. I cannot believe that people can't see this. Look at what a joke this is. I mean, it's just, it makes me sick. Makes me sick that people can't recognize that they're being lied to right to their face. I mean, can't you see it yet? Why wouldn't China give us HD live video to show up the U.S.? Say, hey, look at, we're doing it. Well, of course not. Because that reveals the scam. So everybody's got to provide us with this bullshit, low-level CGI, nothing even close to being real. And, I mean, look at technology and how far we've come. And 50 years ago, NASA was able to get live video from the moon. Why wouldn't they be able to do it now? Why are we given these shitty CGI videos? It's 2019, folks. I mean, I can't scream it enough. You need to ask yourself these questions. And they've already conditioned the world to expect hoaxy-looking nonsense. They have already had Elon Musk tell the world that it's real, because it looks so fake. What kind of double-speak nonsense is that? It's garbage. It's propaganda so that you expect and are okay with nonsense CGI and miniatures with a black screen and with a screen behind it. I mean, it's all crap. It's all lies. It's so easy to fake. Look at this picture here. Where's this one? This I found today. This is from Japanese, but it's just, I'm just showing you how easy this stuff is to fake. I mean, look at this. And they just keep zooming in. And how easy would this be to do with simple high altitude footage? I mean, this video, I haven't even heard anybody answer this question, but here's this thing traveling. Let's just look at it. We see the orange side to the right. Earth is going by underneath it to the right, right? So you keep coming with this video. Orange side to the right. Earth keeps coming to the right. Orange side to the right. Earth keeps coming to the right, okay? So once you get here, all of a sudden the thing just flipped for no reason. Yeah, I don't know. The ISS, I think, does a flip right here. Yep, yeah, just did a flip around. So now we're looking at it with the gold to the left. So now the Earth should be moving to the left, right? Let's see. Oh, the Earth's still moving to the right. So, yeah, but people will believe it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what I show. They'll go look it up. And, well, no, you don't understand the way the angles work. And it's bullshit. Look at this. Look at this crap that people believe. Oh, this craft is floating in space. Oh, look at it. And look at all the gold foil. Look at the little chalices on the top. It must be real. We got video footage. It's real as it gets. Nonsense. Crap completely. But again, people will accept it because they love space. They love the space lie, even though it's all crap. I mean, I don't know. And you don't think we're making a difference, though? I mean, look at channels like Eric Dubay. I mean, that channel's gone. Look at Nathan Oakley 1980 with Flat Earth debates shut down due to frivolous copyright claims. Who else is dealing with shit like that? Who does any flat earther go and try and shut down Red's rhetoric? Who cares? Let the guy go and spout all he wants. Let him take videos of things going up into the air and going too far away for anyone to see, and then claiming that the video that we see from SpaceX is real, and that the transition where they switch the view and now it's the space view, that's real. That's fine. If he wants to promote that and tell people it's real, he has every right to do that. Nobody's out there trying to shut him down. But what happens to flat earthers? They get attempted to be shut down. There's people actually out there. Somebody actually is trying to mess with the app by pinging it too many times. A bunch of stuff I don't understand. But still, it's so ridiculous. Are you that butthurt? You're that butthurt over a Flat Earth app that you've actually devised a system to try and ping the weather data too many times to try. It's just, I can't imagine being so butthurt, but then I can. I can imagine it all of a sudden when I realize that I've got to pretend that this on the screen is real. When I've got to pretend that these are real photos. If this was my job, like shit, I believe in space, and so everything that's coming from space must be real, and you have to actually buy this and say, yep, this is proof. There, yep, it landed. Okay, this CGI. Look at all these guys. Would all these guys be in this room looking at nothing on their screens? Look at this. It's all data. And just as the guy said earlier in the Aaron Rainin film when he said, well, it could be simulated, it's all just simulated. It's just simulated computer crap. And people buy it up. They think it's real. I mean, come on. But in my opinion, it's just we're being attacked from all angles, and everybody has a chance to speak. That's why I like YouTube, and I would never want any channel shut down. I don't want Sean Stuffblurds shut down, anything, because they all get a right to speak just like everyone else, but not Flat Earthers when they do. Nathan Oakley's channel, who uses his complete content. It's a bunch of guys sitting around talking. How could that be copyright claimed? But it is, and his channel disappears, and people just go on with their lives and don't realize the attacks that come to Flat Earth channels. What they don't realize is that this is all a space-based religion. It's all religious. It's a religion for the hate of God, for hatred for a creator. You don't have to agree with me. If you don't want, you can disagree with that. But if you're an atheist, then you love the globe. You aren't the center, idiot. You're an insignificant speck of dust. We all came from nothing. Evolution happened. We came from an amoeba, and we're on a spinning ball amongst billions of others of spinning balls, and space is endless. What a great religion if you're an atheist. It's the best religion ever. It's like, yeah, we're all natural. We're insignificant. We're just here. We're just spinning. We live and die. There's nothing else. There's nothing before. What a great religion for atheists. And guess what it all is? It's all wizardry. And check out Owen Benjamin, who does a better job than I can explaining this, but it's all wizardry. Because when we look up, there it is, an empty slate. So what better stage for wizardry than nothing and everything? They can make up whatever they want. It's an empty slate, an empty stage, an open book for imagination, for pretend, for fantasy, for Disney. What better plan for lying to the world than to make up a bunch of stories about a fantasy place that you can see with your telescope, but you'll never go to. But if you pull out that telescope there, that light in the sky, those are all other suns. And think of all the magic there is in this fantastical world. Anything can happen in space. Anything does happen. Anything that can happen does happen. There in what is it? Saturn and Jupiter, it rains diamonds, folks. Has anyone ever told you a more fantasy bullshit story than that? It rains diamonds on the planet light in the sky, Jupiter. It's raining diamonds. Don't you want to go there? Don't you want to be a part of space? Don't you want to shovel your money into this space economy? That's another thing, and I don't know if people know this. The space economy is $350 billion per year. Okay? That's the value of the space economy. Now let me ask you about this. Video games. How big of an economy are video games? Huge. Think of Fortnite. Everybody I see has a Fortnite sweater on, or all these different video games and Call of Duties and all these different video games. Think of how huge the video game industry is. Guess what? The video game industry per year, $90 billion. Space economy, $350 billion. It's all fake. That's the thing. At least video games, you can go buy one, come home and play it on your computer, but play it on your Xbox One, whatever. At least you have that. $90 billion a year. But for the space economy, the economy of pretend, the economy of fantasy, the economy of look at the endless sky and planets raining diamonds and all this nonsense and these, the oceans on the moons, and it's all such garbage. And that garbage, that open slate, that empty stage, is worth $350 billion a year. And you don't think they'll fake it? I mean, again, I've gone through this on many of my videos. Think of everything that they do. Think of everything that they fake. Think of everything they lie about. And all of a sudden, the place that you can't go, the empty stage, the empty arena that is space, you don't think they're going to lie to you about it? Oh, man, you got another thing coming. I don't know what else to tell you. So, yeah, this Chinese moon landing is just another bit of fantasy. And again, it's on the dark side of the moon, right? So it's over there where nobody's ever been there before, and it's just such crap. We get no pictures. We get nothing but CGI. And again, I mean, I go back to that quote by Crow, the Crow's law of high definition. Anything that truly exists in the modern era that can be filmed in high definition will be filmed in high definition. And I don't know who doesn't agree with that, except for if you love space. Because if you love space, then you can't agree with that statement. You're going to say, well, everything can be, could be, but there's stuff in space that can't be. We can't get high definition videos from Mars or from, but they don't realize that we had live video from the moon 50 damn years ago. But now that they've landed on the backside with a satellite, whatever that thing was called, I can't remember the name of it, the one that's on the far side, supposedly, why wouldn't you be able to transmit live video back now? It's 50 years later. 50 effing years later. But we get nothing. Nothing at all. It is sad. It is pathetic. It's, I don't know what else I would call it. Scary. It's scary because we should be able to look up and say, wait a second. Yeah, you're right. If there's anywhere that they could lie about, it's not going to be down the street. It's not going to be across town. It's not going to be in Australia where I can call someone and say, hey, are you seeing the sun at this time? Are you seeing the sunset here? That's not what they're going to lie about. They're going to lie about the places you can't go, like Antarctica, the moon, Saturn, space, orbits. Right. That's what they're going to lie about because it's shit that you can't do, that you can't follow up on. Who's on the moon to get, to tell us that, or who else is on the moon to tell us that China's actually there? Nobody. It's all pretend. And NASA comes back. China comes back with these grainy images. Nothing even close. It's 2019. And if I said it's 2018 earlier, apologize. It is 2019 as of this recording. And yet people don't demand anything that you should demand from space agencies, like high definition. How about a 24/7 video feed of the Earth from the craft that they say is in orbit of the Earth and has been there for 19 years? Nope. We can't even get that because it's on the dark side of the moon. So on the dark side of Earth. So we can't get video footage from the ISS on the dark side of Earth with all the satellites we have, but we can get pictures from the dark side of the moon? Come on, folks. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what else to say. It's just sad and pathetic that this is what people believe. These images are what people think are real. Oh, well, this picture was taken, so it must be real. Look at this. This couldn't be faked. Not at all. And this must be real. There's the moon, which also now is a little bit pear-shaped. Didn't realize that before. Definitely wider than it is tall. It's all such crap, and people believe this. People will buy this image. Think about it. People will believe that this is real. Because look, I can see some land. This doesn't even coincide with anything on Earth. It's such a complete and total joke. Where's the live video feed of the Earth spinning in space? Where is it? It's 2019. 2019. Our technology has come so far in 50 years. Think about the technology that's in your frickin' pocket. How about this? The iPhone itself has more computing power than all that NASA had in 1969. The iPhone in your pocket has more memory than the entire NASA complex had, the entire supercomputer complex. You have more power in your pocket, and yet you think they went to the moon in 1969. We would have been back in the early 70s, late 70s. We would have been at a colony on there by the 80s. We would be launching things right there by the 90s. It's just so ridiculous that people think we've gone backwards. Why is space the only industry that has progressed negatively over the past 50 years? Why? With all the money they get to spend, with $56 million a day, and they can't provide a 24-hour video footage of the Earth? Is this really what you buy, folks? Is this really what you believe? It's ridiculous that we have to accept things like this, and it's so sad. And this is why the Globers are so angry. Wouldn't you be angry if you had to stand behind this image? Nope, that image looks real, Jaron. Looks pretty real. How did they get it then? Well, where do you think they got this from? You think somebody faked it? Yep, absolutely. Absolutely, I think somebody faked it. 110%. And again, if anybody's receiving data from this craft from the moon, it can be simulated easily. Okay, and we'll talk about that with Aaron Rainin on Monday when he joins David Weiss and I on Jeranism Monday Night Raw. That'll be right here live on the Jeranism channel. So I think I'm going to start doing an hour show, try and do it daily. We'll see how it goes if people like it. Tomorrow I will be talking about Colin O'Brady. I'm not sure if Globebusters is going to be back tomorrow for sure. If it is, you can check us out at noon Pacific on the Globebusters channel. If we are not going to do a show, then you can catch me. Either I'll be with Iru or by myself live right here tomorrow, probably around noon. And I will talk about Colin O'Brady, who's the guy that supposedly has skied across Antarctica. I'll go into detail on that because people just send it to me blindly. They don't even look at the path he took. They don't look that he traversed about 900 miles, crossing Antarctica in 900 miles. They don't look at the fact that they think he started at the shore and just climbed up there and went hiking. No, a plane took him and dropped him off somewhere in Antarctica, and then all his waypoints were programmed into his his GPS satellite tracker. These waypoints could be easily fudged. Easily. I mean, these things would be easy to counterfeit. Easy. And the guy probably thinks he did cross Antarctica. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. Again, that'll be about Colin O'Brady. Again, check out Aaron Rainin. That'll be on Monday night right here on this channel. And that will be good to get his opinion since he was paid by the state of Ohio to decide whether or not we went to the moon. So we will do that. I also wanted to thank the patrons, as always. Thank you very much for all that you do. You guys allow me to make videos like I do. You guys allow me to spend much more time on this than I've ever been able to. And so if you want to join them, you can just go to patreon.com/Jeranism. Again, that's patreon.com/Jeranism and become a patron. That would be awesome. Also, if you want to help out in another way, you can help me out by going to my link, which is j.mp/JaronAMZ, before you shop at Amazon, and I will actually show you how easy that is to do it if you just go to my website. Thank you very much, Grace by Faith. I see your super chat. Keep up the great flat work. Thank you. Appreciate that. So again, if we just type in Jeranism, and then you want to go to jeranism.com, which will be, that's the Twitter, and here we go, jeranism.com. Find the Jeranism website. When you go there, up in the upper right-hand corner is a button that says support. Go down, click Amazon, and that's it. That's all you have to do. You're right here at Amazon. You pay the same price that you always pay. Nothing different. Only the difference is that I get a small percentage of your purchases. So thank you, everyone who's been using that link. I really do appreciate it. It helps out a lot. And again, just go to jeranism.com, support, and Amazon. Easy. You can also go to support if you want to find my PayPal. That'll take you directly to the paypal.me/Jeranism. Sorry, that's wrong. It's paypal.me/Jeran, I believe, is the actual one. So yeah, so Jeran. So check that out if you want. But I would really appreciate any help if you want to do that. Or again, you can just memorize my link or make it a bookmark, and that is Jeran. j.mp/JeranAMZ. So, oops. Don't know what happened to my screen froze. All right. Well, and thank you again to the patrons. I do appreciate it a lot. And tune in daily as I try and bring you more Flat Earth information and really just give you a different way to look at the world, a different way to, assess where you are. And it's up to you. Again, people can believe whatever they want. That's the difference between me and other people. Is I don't care if you believe in the globe. I don't care if you believe in the wizardry. I don't care if you worship the priests. Go ahead, do what you want. But people who have a different opinion should be allowed to speak it and give people the opportunity to think about it for once in their life and say, wait a second, I guess I only do believe that we live on a sphere because everyone that has told me that, and because school has forced that into my mind, and because movies and commercials have been doing it for years, and that you sit down in front of Sesame Street and they force the globe on you, and before you know it, you realize that you don't believe anything like that. Nobody, 99% of the world that claims that we live on a sphere has no proof of it, no evidence. They just believe it because they've been told. And I think it's okay to have a different opinion and to say, I clearly do not believe that. I clearly do not believe that we live on a sphere. Once you start looking for the facts yourself and looking for any evidence, you'll realize that it's all a so-so story. It's a very lovely story told by space religious zealots who demand that you believe what they believe. Demand that you believe that the Earth is a sphere, that you live on a ball, that you're insignificant, that you're flying through space. And if you're religious, I don't know how you believe any of that. I don't know how you believe God created all these planets, but only this one has people on it, and then all the other galaxies and space systems, and it's all a story told on an empty slate, on an empty stage that garnishes them money, it garnishes them control, and that's what they want. They have control over your mind. And at that point, you're completely hopeless. Me, on the other hand, I'm not hopeless. I can laugh in the face of Chinese moon landings. I can laugh in the face of anyone who says they think we went to the moon. I can laugh in the face of anyone who thinks that Jupiter's a planet 100 times bigger than the Earth, and that the sun is a gaseous ball 1,000,000 times bigger than the Earth. You can believe that all you want. Go ahead. I choose not to. So, guys, I'm going to try and keep this to an hour, so I'm going to go. It's been fun. I remind you, as always, to do your own research, because when you do, you'll never again believe what you've been taught. Till next time, this has been Jeranism, guys, and peace.